Here comes a new challenger!
Oh my goodness. Did I just do all that and my audio wasn't on? Freaking terrible. All right. That sucks. So we're going to do that again. All right. Hey, everybody. Snap-a-doodle-doo. We're here for Chat and Draw. How you doing? All right. This is Mike Watson in the building, the Short Fuse Media Group publisher, founder of Freestyle Comics, one half of The Good, the Bad, and the Nerdy, the most enthusiastic person in comics, also going by the name of the Superman Brother, your host today and every day on Chat and Draw, whenever we have Chat and Draw, which is Mondays and Thursdays. Oh, my sister's calling me. Gonna have to talk to her later. Now, the show, Chat and Draw. We do some awesome things. Ryan, thank you for telling me about the audio. Daniel, thank you again. My audio's down here, and so I'm moving because I'm so enthusiastic. Like, look, I'm moving because I'm so enthusiastic, and I bump up against this thing because I'm fat. So, got to watch out for that. All right. So, Chat and Draw. I normally sit on this show either with a fan or creative, and I discuss their character. If it's a creative, I draw their character live while we talk about and draw their character. If it's a fan, I draw their favorite character and talk about why that's their favorite character in that fandom. And everybody has a great day. So far, the show has been a hit. We're still doing it. And I got another awesome guest to bring on here. Let me get the shout outs out the way from my awesome Patreon team for the most epic art Patreon. Shout outs to Andrew Duggan, Haley Dennis, Bradley Arney, Tom Kelly, and Unlikely Heroes Studios. We'll be doing a little segment a little later on the show about all the Kickstarters that are going on that I want you guys to support, that I want you guys to help out. Let's see here. Jay Man, can't hear you. Thank you, Jay. Mike, thank you. Daniel, Ryan, Daniel, Jay, keep me together. Audio's off. Yeah, and I love doing Charlie Chaplin. Haley says, I was about to say that I couldn't hear you. Tyrell says that was hilarious. Hey, I'm here to entertain, man. I'm here to entertain. J-Man, okay, better. What's up, Mike? J-Man in the house. J-Man's in the house every day I stream, man. I special shout out to J-Man because he's always here, and that's what's up. I appreciate that so much. Dude, there's so much stuff going on. I don't even know. Like, this is just a crazy week. I've got my Marvel Upper Deck sketch cards due today. I'm working on Hotshot, working on a small book project for disaster relief for China. the slew of other work that's just coming in that I just can't keep up with. All the stuff with Short Fuse Media, all the stuff with Freestyle Comics, the Kickstarters, the online stuff, the battle, the end all battles that Victor and I had, and there's still even more stuff to talk about today. But I believe I've beat around the bush enough. We are doing something awesome today. It's about time for our regular tradition here. Let's get some of that Brandon out here because
Here comes a new challenger!
Charles is in the building, everybody.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
Man, I'm excited to be here, man. You know, this is what I do. This is where I'll be at.
Nah, I'm just sitting here messing around with a new tier for the Kickstarter. I'm working on a poster that's going to have about 20 characters in it. So it's going to be exciting.
Okay, yeah, I know about that poster life of drawing 20 multiple characters. Those mugs are massive. So we got Charles Simpson here of Constant Hustle Comics. All right, my man is premiering on Kickstarter. And let's go ahead and show this, man. Let's go and show these people what you rocking with, Charles. Let them know it ain't a game. Charles is out here with a book called Zero Gravity, Enter the Chaos. All right. My dude's got a blue flaming skull. He's about as big as the Hulk, and he's coming right at you. All right. So this is the character that I'll be drawing today on the show. We're talking about you had a Kickstarter. Your goal was $2,500, but you are at $3,486 with 101 backers and 26 days to go. Charles,
Yes,
what does that feel like?
I'm gonna be honest. It's exciting, but at the same time, I didn't expect to get the funding I got right away. Dude, it blew my mind to know that people really did like my artwork that much. But yeah, I did not expect to get the backing so fast.
Awesome. So this is what we're about to do. All right. So anybody got any questions or comments, throw them up in our thread. I am watching because we are streaming live on Twitch. What's up, Twitch audience? We are also streaming on the Short Fuse Media Group Facebook page. And that's all I have up right now. I'm trying to monitor my profile page as well because I got it on there if you guys are watching there or whatnot. But questions, comments, throw them in there. What I really want you guys to do, let me go ahead and grab this. I want you guys to donate to this Kickstarter. All right, let's quit playing games. That's what I want y'all to do. I'm putting it in the comments right now. Boom, there it is in the comments. Now, I understand there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of problems going on. Oh, shoot. We just got a surprise guest in this. All right. So I understand there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of, COVID, quarantine, all that. I get that. Can you give $1? $1 would be appreciated. And if you can't do that, can you share and advocate for my man Charles here, man?
Yes.
And when I say advocate, all you got to say is put this on your social media and say, hey, check out this book. You might like it. Here's an awesome trailer. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to say awesome. I'm asking you too much. Just share and say, hey, can you check this out for my mans? All right? If you can't donate any money, at least do that if you can. Really, really appreciate it. Haley, don't you start with me. Now, every episode we come on here, we got a new creative, and chances are they got a Kickstarter. You need to get with the routine. But all of a sudden, because it's getting crazy up in Chat and Draw, because we ain't had it this week yet. We out here on Thursday, double fisted. Here we go.
Here comes a new challenger!
Bam! Constant Hustle Comics. King in the house, man. What's up? What's good, baby? What's popping?
What's going on, man? What's going on in here, huh? What's going on in here?
We out here.
I see that. I see it's getting animated out here. I see it's getting animated.
Hey, man, I'm charged to have everybody on the show. I love doing that show, and I get to meet these awesome creatives and talk to them. What you say, Charles? It needs to be called Swole Comics.
We should have named it Two Swole Comics.
Hey, y'all be out here though with them shoulders though. Y'all be pretty broad, and Lawrence got he got the swole picture up there for real from the worm's eye view. All the weights, all strapped up. Like Hey,
I'm trying, bruh. I'm trying.
hey, as Yoda said, there is no try. Out here holding it down. So guys. All right, so let's hear from Charles about this Kickstarter, why we need to have it happen, why you should go over there and check it out. What is chaos? Why should I care? And then I want to hear from Lawrence about what is Constant Hustle Comics. I see hustling of comics constantly on Facebook. So I'm saying we're gonna need to tell the people what that is. But Charles, get us started, man. What's this Kickstarter about?
All right, so the Kickstarter is about I took and I wanted to take some real world situations, which pollution and just mistreatment of the earth in general. But then I wanted to fast forward it and put you in the future. And from us mistreating everything so badly, well, we now start to explore getting off the planet, finding other places to possibly inhabit. Well, one of the places we start thinking about is the moon. And it's not all of the world that goes to the moon. It's more so the elitists, those that really have the ability to leave planet. Well, they leave everybody else here. Well, there's technically two different planets you're now having to defend. But while we have two different colonies now, we start to learn that the universe is way vaster than what we thought. We find out that there's different life forms amongst the stars. But then we meet Chaos, who is a warmonger who pretty much wants to own everything. And he kind of puts you in the mind of Thanos, but not quite, with the whole wanting to take out half of existence. He just wants to rule and own everything. Well, he sets his eyes on Earth and he wants to own both colonies. And well, that's when we introduce Team Zero Gravity, which Team Zero Gravity, in a sense, is kind of like being a part of the Justice League. But what we have is different heroes from different books that technically are all a part of Team Zero Gravity. But you have the initial team, which is what you meet part of during this initial book. And the book one starts off at the very end, and then we're going to take you back to the beginning and work you up to that.
All right. It looks like Daniel Calvin just pledged for you. He just threw down his donation on there. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank
you.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Getting pledges live on Chat and Jaw today. All right. So, Team Zero Gravity's in the book. So, is this actually Chaos's book, or is it Team Zero Gravity book, or a whole thing?
Well, the thing is that from the very beginning, you're going to see that the story kind of has two types of playoffs. It's going to play off Chaos, and then it's going to play off of Zero Gravity. In the end, it's going to all come down to two individuals, Yellow Jacket and Chaos. And that's little by little leading up to the very end of the book. You're going to see it starting to narrow out towards those two. Because the way I wanted to create this book is that anybody can get it. Anybody can die. Nobody's safe. Nobody's guaranteed to be at the very end of the book. And I wanted it to be that way, even down to like how people had their abilities. Nobody in the initial group is born with super abilities. These are all abilities gained through them and their ingenuity, how creative they are, and what they created for superpowers, suits, and technology in general. And the world plays a huge part in Team Zero Gravity because it's different countries giving their scientific input on how to create a superhuman, and then they create a super team off of that.
All right. That's what's up. That's what. So I'm out to Lawrence. Now you have this book under the comics of hustling constantly, Constant Hustle Comics. And you guys out here, man. I've coined this phrase with Sean Mack. Sean Mack is lately he's tagging me on my stuff and sharing my stuff and saying Mike Watson's out here with something to prove. And my response to him is I'm out here in these streets, man. I'm out here trying to be seen. And right next to me on the other side of the street is Constant Hustle Comics. So what are y'all about, man? Where y'all based? What is the goal? What is the objective? Tell me about Constant Hustle Comics.
So Constant Hustle Comics is based actually in 3 separate locations. It's based with myself, it's based with Charles, and it's based with Elijah Manning, who's the brand manager. Charles is the art manager, and me myself is the CEO. But nobody nobody really picks up that mantle and says, this is who I am. If you see our business cards, nobody's title is on it, because really what Constant Hustle Comics is, it's a conglomerate of creators that all get together and share resources to get our comics out there. That's it. I mean, we're all a bunch of storytellers. We all want to make sure that we get what the stories that we have inside of us out through our comics and out to the masses. We want to affect everyone as much as we possibly can with the stories we tell. So every once in a while, or I shouldn't say every once in a while, everybody needs help doing it. I mean, you understand how not all of us can draw like Mr. Watson can or Mr. Simpson can. So sometimes we need help from other people to get things done. That is what Constant Hustle Comics is. That is me calling up Charles in the middle of the night saying, hey, man, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And it's never for me, but it's always for us. It's never, do this so I can have this, or do that so you can have that. It's always for the group as a whole. So that's why, like when we run Kickstarter campaigns, I don't run them under the Constant Hustle Comics banner. I run it under the individual creators, because it's their project. We just help each other get to where we want to be. We don't take a percentage of anything that they make. I don't take a percentage of anything that Dwayne Welch just made off SF3, or that Charles is killing right now with Zero Gravity. It's all theirs. We just help each other out, and that's what Constant Hustle Comics is. So like whenever these conventions start back up, however long that takes, I'll have everybody's books there, and we just help each other get our names out, man. That's the end goal, is for us to get our products and our names out there so we can affect readers. Because we all remember how it was when you were a kid. When I was a kid, you would get your comics from 7-Eleven off the little spin racks in there.
Right.
So I remember how it is to read some of the stories and be completely affected by them. And that's what we all want to do. We all just want to tell our stories and affect people in the best way possible. And we want everybody clamoring for the next issue. That's why we say we're going to make fans of you all, one amazing story at a time.
One amazing story at a time. Hey, man, don't get up here on your soapbox telling me no good ass speeches like that. Don't motivate me up in this mud. My man said one story at a time. How fitting of a line of branding is that for indie creators? Because that's where we're at right now. Yeah. One story
that's what
at
man.
a time. Look,
that's
man,
right.
You ain't gonna get me out here saying no gospels, man. You better get on moving. All right, we got. I think we got a couple questions. Let's see here. Tyrell says Lawrence James King got that look like he's trying to make sure Charles is getting the story right, and he says you out there dragging some trucks. You out there dragging trucks, Lawrence?
I drag trucks every once in a while, but not today. To be honest with you, we always have to do like a few things at the same time. I'm at my son's football practice, so I'm looking over my shoulder to look at him while we're doing this.
Okay. I appreciate you jumping on real quick. Charles was having some tech issues. I was like, man, we about to go live. I gotta have somebody on here with me.
Yes.
J-Man says, Charles, how long did this idea concept take you to think and create? And did you have to change things to rethink some of it in the process?
When you're trying to get some correct, especially with concept designs, you're always going to be doing some recreating. Believe it or not, I started drawing a lot of this back in college. Like the idea, the concept was made back in college. The stories, not so much, but I remember not liking my artwork, so I didn't do anything with it back then. I kind of put it away, and I worked on some of everybody else's projects. And then one day, after me and Lawrence got done really hashing out Last Line, he was like, you might as well just go ahead and knock out that Zero Gravity. So at that point, I really jumped into it. And then then it was like, let's get Last Line out. That came out. And then at that point, it was Full Speed Ahead on Zero Gravity and a bunch of other ideas that, oh my God, that we got a lot coming.
Okay. All right. Look, just talking, y'all got me fired up in here, man. I'm out here trying to destroy this iPad paper. Um,
It's looking good.
I know. I was just thinking, I'm like, I'm digging it so far. I took and I
Did we
told
lose
him,
him?
it probably clicked off.
I got
There
kicked
he
out
goes.
because
He's coming back.
I'm out here causing damage out here. They kicked me out the internet. All right. Tyrell said this is dope. The description on the website was very short. This is a lot more insight and cool. So he's getting charged up about knowing that he's getting more information. Again, what's up, Brad? Thank you for joining us today. Make sure that you guys ask these questions, keep these comments coming.
Yeah.
So tell me about Chaos, because right now the name is befitting. I don't want to judge a book by its literal cover, but my man looked like he got some anger issues. He looked like he wasn't loved that much as a child, and he's taking it out on whoever stands in his path. Dude, is that like a 5-foot hole? Like 5-foot hole wide in my man's abdomen?
Yeah.
Just on the ground.
Okay. So the cover is
You just got another backer. I don't know who it was,
Oh,
but you
wow.
just got another backer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's a Mimic that's on the ground. Mimic makes a small appearance in the book, which I mean, you in the series itself, you'll see him throughout the book. But in this last issue, well, which is technically the first issue, he's going to be quick and brief. And I wanted to kind of use that for the cover itself. But I'm gonna send you some of the pages that you can check out later, and you see like how quick he detached or disposed of Mimic in the book. But yeah, so back to Chaos. Chaos, like I said, he's a warmonger. This dude wants to pretty much own everything. He wants the galaxy to be his. He also has 7 sons of Chaos. Well, not all of them are technically sons.
Charles. You was no.
Yes.
You're not about to have a whole grown ass man called Chaos, and then he got 7 sons of Chaos.
Yes, he has 7 sons of Chaos, bro. I put up. I'm gonna send you some of his like the images of like his actual sons.
Oh no, the character design stuff that you posted.
Yeah,
the Black
Did you
Saint.
see those earlier? Did
Yeah.
you see some of those earlier? Yes.
I didn't know that was part of this.
Yes, those characters are a part of this. Those are actually his sons. Well, not all of them. That's some of them. Like you saw the one chick that's got like the tentacles, almost octopus-like.
That was my favorite design.
Yes, like so that's one of his daughters. But what's kind of weird about this is that's one of his daughters, but becomes so powerful, and he's kind of a twisted individual. She becomes his queen.
What? Oh,
Yes.
What?
These aren't his actual children. These are so as he conquers planets, he takes trophies.
I gotta stop.
Trophies are his acolytes.
Was that a spoiler, man?
That
little bit.
So as he takes planets, he takes trophies, and so that's the reason why the book ain't. See, I don't even want to give away too much though.
Don't. Look, you got me right there. Like if I had not already pledged for your joint, I would be pledging right now off of that. So you got me. I think we got some people. Let's talk about let's go into how did you come up with Chaos?
Okay, so everybody knows that I like drawing these massive characters. Everybody knows I like drawing that way. One day I was sitting around and I wanted to create my version of an ultimate bad guy. And I did a bunch of different like just drawings sitting around like I always do. I mean, character concepts is what I love doing more than anything. But comic books is one of those things that's always been a huge passion. But I'm sitting around, I'm doing all these concepts, and I remember I get to like an outline, and it's just this square like big old body. A body built kind of like Lawrence's, where he's just this big ass dude. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna build off of that. I'm gonna build off of that. But then I thought, you know what? I don't want to just stop and make him this big old ridiculously strong dude. I wanted to make him ridiculously smart, menacing, and then I wanted to take and kick up his power level. So I gave it where he would be an energy projector. And that was the other thing. That's where you get the big old head made of flame. But when I show you guys his original form, which you'll eventually see in the book, he was nothing like that. He was this mild-mannered man just walking around looking normal. When you see
Mhm.
him in his normal alien form before he chose to transform himself into that, you'll be like, wow, that dude became that dude. Like, man, this is gonna get you.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely having fun with the man right now. I'm drawing him. Um, so I don't want to get any spoilers into his choice or whatnot, but was he human or is he just a different alien species?
He was an alien species. So one of the things I like to do when I'm doing like creation of characters, especially when I'm looking at like different solar systems, or if I'm thinking of like doing something that's in this genre of sci-fi, I want to jump around in a galaxy. I want to play around with different planets. So like I was sitting there and I'm looking at different solar systems and I'm like sitting there just imagining what might exist on this planet or this planet or this planet as I'm playing around. And when I was sitting around and I'm like, I want to create somebody that's from a planet where everybody's a water-based character, but I want to make it where it ties into something that's like Atlantis. Because within the book, here's another spoiler. There's Atlanteans, but I don't draw them the way that we've always been taught that they should look like fish people and stuff like that. I draw them where they look like they're water-based creatures. Well,
Charles is out here dropping all the knowledge. He's dropping all of it.
so I wanted to do something where like Atlanteans, where I tie it back into Earth, where they once were from Earth, but then of course mistreatment. They left and they go and they inhabit their own planet. They create their own civilization, and well, chaos is one of the offsprings of what was a king, but his kingdom was taken from him. So he's kind of angry that he didn't technically fall where he was supposed to in the grand scheme of things. And well, chaos then takes everything. He takes the planet, he takes that solar system, and now that's what he does. He goes and he just takes. So now he wants ours.
All
And
right, now
we
how you?
introduced Team Zero Gravity.
All right, all right. So my man Lawrence, my man Lawrence,
Yes, sir.
what goes through your head when you see a project like this? And like, what's that process for you? Say, we need to put this under constant.
So, uh, Charles becoming part of Constant Hustle Comics at the time that it happened had nothing to do with zero gravity. It had
Mm-mm.
everything to do with us wanting to put something together, us wanting to. How do I say this? Any 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 relationship that stands years, like our studio is people who can do everything they need to do on their own. They have the resources, they have the way, they have the means to get things done on their own, but bring it collectively together as a whole. That is what Charles was able to do. Charles was able
Mhm.
to make things. I had been affiliated with other groups in the past, and some people couldn't do this, and some people couldn't do that. They had no way of doing that, so you ended up having to carry people. And other groups may do that, and you know, God love you, God love me, boo boo. That's fine. But the way we came together was I saw somebody who was able to do things on their own and who had a different vision. When you see Charles work, you know it's Charles work.
Mhm.
It's not something that every time I show a little piece of zero gravity, within minutes everybody's saying, oh, so this is what Charles is doing next. They know it's him. So to have an individual voice, I mean an individual vision, from a creator, especially that's as down to earth as Charles is, and not caught up in caught up in their own hype. Because I did not realize before I got into this, but there's a decent amount of indie creators that are caught up in their own hype, and they don't realize how little hype they actually have. And Charles is not that person.
Hold up.
So
Don't hurt him.
once we
Don't come on the
started
show
getting
hurting.
together, well, once we started talking about getting together, and then he started showing me the pieces of Zero Gravity, I was hooked. I was hooked from the beginning. All he did was show me a few pages that he had just drawn, he had just penciled. Weren't even inks, weren't even anything like that. And then we sat down one day, like he said, after we were through with going over the last line and everything, and he told me the concept, and he told me how he wanted to do it, and I couldn't help but want to be involved. We don't really turn down anyone's ideas at Constant Hustle Comics. We find a way to make them happen.
Yeah.
That is what we do. I mean, if you came with something deliberately trying to make it sound so far-fetched that there's no way it could happen, that's the beauty of comics. You could come with, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 4, and you can still make it happen in comic books.
Right.
So,
okay. Sorry, I apologize. When my head gets ducked down, I'm in game mode.
Nah, it's coming along great, brother. I'm digging it.
All right, Lawrence and Charles, what comic book characters are your favorites? Inspiration to be in the comic book industry. Real quick, if you're a Patreon member of my Patreon page, I will be doing the Wheel of Names to pick your Patreon pinup rewards for this month. So, obviously stay tuned in the episode because that will be happening. I know you guys have been asking for it. Happening today on this show. But Lawrence and Charles, what comic book characters are your favorite and inspiration to be in the comic book industry?
I'll be honest. My favorite character isn't even a hero. My favorite character, hands down, since I was probably like 3 years old, was Thanos. I remember my brother bought The Death of Captain Marvel, and Thanos just made an appearance in there a few times. And I wanted to know more about the character. So I started doing research on him. And I was infatuated as a kid over Thanos. So at that point, it was all set in stone. But anybody that comes close to him might be Captain America. That's it.
All right.
For me, it was Icon and let me think. Probably Magneto.
Okay.
But I'm talking about like old Secret Wars 2 with the Beyonder Magneto.
Yes.
I'm talking about that Magneto,
I feel you. All right.
When
So
Magneto was very militant.
Yes. Yes.
Tyrell, my Patreon is right there. It's flashing at the bottom. Most epic art. If you look on Patreon, that most epic art, and I'll pop right up there, buddy. Okay, so you said he's influenced by Thanos. Excuse me, or you're influenced by Thanos, one of your favorite characters,
yes.
whatnot. What would if Thanos and Chaos met head up, face to face? They walked in the room with the same objective and goal, but with different viewpoints. What would happen?
I think they would end up working together and taking over the universe. But see, I'm the dude that loves villains. Like, seriously. I always tell people deep down inside, I don't know why, but I like a story where the villain has tons of backstory and there's a potential chance the villain can win. Like, I like stories like that because it leaves everything up in the air. So people either gravitate towards the heroes or, like me, some people are going to gravitate towards the villain.
So
I see that going differently.
Oh, okay.
I see chaos. I see chaos maybe staying in his lane until Thanos shows some sort of weakness or some way he can be dispatched, and then Chaos is gonna go for it.
And this is why I love having this dude in the corner as my writer. Because it's always great to have like a
Yeah, that's what I
second
see happening.
view and stories.
Hey man, we might have to see you guys at Constant Hustle Comics, man. You bring all this awesomeness over to the show or whatnot. We might have to have the next Scribble War be between Constant Hustle and FSK. I am digging my man Chaos right now.
He said, I'm digging him. Well, I don't know. He said the next war. I might be up for that.
I mean, Charles, we did meet on the battlefields of Battle Artists.
Yes, actually we did. And then, do you remember me, you, and Ren met there, and then we created a team, Street Led. Because back then in DeviantArt, everybody had crews. And I remember we were all like, we should just make a crew. And then that's how us three actually, well, you two already knew each other. But that's how I came a part of that little group with you two, and we became Street Led.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
Man, that was forever ago. Oh my God.
Man. In the coffee.
Yeah, that was a whole while ago. So there used to be this group on DeviantArt. Now I'm not trying to insult DeviantArt, but back when DeviantArt was super popular, I mean, I guess people are still using it. Like they have their DeviantArt popularity. I have faded away from using it or whatnot. But there was this group called Battle Artists, and they would have weekly battles where they would have random ideas, and we would have to draw. Like I think one drawing was like. I had to do something with the Mario Brothers, but I ended up doing like Breaking Bad and the Mario Brothers combined for my battle. These things were very challenging and they were super fun, man.
Yep. I remember we started creating our own things. I remember we as a group did a Yo Gabba Gabba only because we wanted to do something different. And it was like, well, people are always picking something weird. We should do Yo Gabba Gabba. And it was like, all right. But yeah, bro, man, DeviantArt used to be the place back in the day, bro. That was the place. That's how the members of Street Team came together. DeviantArt, man, that brought a lot of groups together.
Yes, it did.
Oh, I'm loving what you're doing with them. I'm over here being a fan right now. I was drawing myself. But then I'm like, let's put down the pencil. Let's just watch Mike do his thing.
Well, I mean, it's another reason why I like the show, man. You get to, what up, Danny J? Quick team spoiler alert. Hope you're ready for your fight on Saturday. Yes, we did say Scribble War. J-Man agrees with you on villains. Villains build the heroes, especially Batman's.
Yes.
Andrew said, is the Wheel of Names coming up at the end? And I do love villains that are multidimensional and that are complex. Yes, Andrew, the Wheel of Names is coming up at the end of the show.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's why I had to build a good villain, is because I always tell people, if you're going to create a story, villains have to make sense, especially if you want, like, lasting power with a book. I said the villain has to catch people's eye. He's got to make sense, and it has to be a formidable foe. It can't be somebody you can just walk all over.
Yeah, man. Villains are super important to stories to even make your hero worthwhile or anything like that.
Yes,
you've got to have that consideration for them.
That's why I love when people instantly see Chaos. They're like, "Who is this dude?" Like they instantly want to know who he is. He draws your eye to him when you see him, and I love that when people see that and instantly want to know more about him. And I'm always way too eager to be like, okay, let me tell you about this cat. But like I said, I don't want to give away a lot, but I promise you, like in the first 3 issues of the book, you're going to learn so much in depth about these characters. And the other thing I didn't want to do is I didn't want to have books that had like ridiculously long drawn out dialogue. I wanted you to be able to just go in. I wanted my panels to like pull you through the story. So that was the thing that I really wanted to get better at, because I remember like looking at a lot of like the hot shot stuff, and I remember like as you went from book to book, I noticed your storytelling went from being just dialogue driven to where you could physically look at the panel and you could almost see the story without even reading it. And I always tell people that's what like storytelling as an artist is. You can look at the picture and it draws you through the story and you haven't even read it yet. The artist is doing his job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. So make that arm adjustment right there. And I love drawing digitally. Uh it has done a lot for my art. But then when I go back
I
and draw
agree.
traditionally, I find myself like tapping on my paper because I'm doing a quick command for erase.
Ah, I was doing it one night. One night I'm sitting there and I was doing some commissions, and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." She was like, "Did you just double click the paper?" I said, "I did." And she was like, "What were you trying to do?" I was trying to get rid of that line I just drew. She was like, "Charles, you have an eraser." I'm like, "But I'm so used to messing around with the tablet now." Because,
Right.
brother, digital has made so much of like zero gravity so much faster for me. And like a lot of people are like, well, it did kind of change the style a little bit. I told people it allowed me to take and not spend so much time with the pencil, and I was able to go in blue line, go straight to inks because you're going straight in with your darks right behind blue.
Yeah.
I said, and then from there, I was able to go in and just map out where the blacks were going to be, load them in, and then it was over. On to the next panel. And
On
I
to the
tell
next
people, I
one.
said, yeah, I said, and it made it so much quicker for me. Whereas, like, at the same time, getting an inker that I could trust, my boy Mike Babinski,
Hmm.
getting him on board, because it was like, hey, you want to do inks for me? And I remember he was like for real? And I'm like, yeah. And I mean, this brother done did inks for different groups, Marvel, Image, DC. And when he was like hyped about it, that only made me even more, that just made me happier. And then when I told
Right.
Lawrence, he's like, how'd you get him? I'm like, I've known him for like 15 years. I said, but I just never wanted to bother him because I knew he had stuff going. But
Mm.
when he came on board, I think that also helped out the growth of the book tremendously. And then, huh, getting Zach on the colors. Oh my God. Zach is another cat that I've known for years that physically lives like a couple of hours away from me, maybe even an hour away from me. And like, it's like it came together right at the right time that everybody fell into place on the book, which I was happy, because it's like, okay, I got somebody with colors that fits my style, because I wanted something zany, kind of cartoony. And people were like, you probably should get something that's more realistic based. And I knew that's not what my style is. My style isn't overly realistic looking. It's very exaggerated. Big hands, big feet, ridiculously wide frames, stuff
Yeah.
you're not going to get in traditional art. And I knew that, I needed something that kind of kept that cartoony, zany feeling. And Zach was perfect for that.
That's really cool that to analyze and look at your work like that, and assess that, what kind of components you need to strengthen it to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lawrence had to bow out, man. He had bad reception where he's at. No problem,
Uh,
man.
uh,
Thanks for coming in, Lawrence, man. Appreciate it. Charles, did you do all the art on your Kickstarter pages? Danny J Quick wants to know.
yeah. So the only thing I haven't done on the Kickstarter page would be like the stuff you see that's the inks, Mike Babinski, my colors, Zach. But yeah, other than that, all the line work, that's all me. So yeah, but yeah, and I mean, even some of those inks, like when you get into like some of that is even me. But majority of my inks, it is Mike Babinski that I have as my constant inker now. So he's always the dude that's calling me, going, okay, what's next? Even when it's not even like even when it's not zero gravity stuff. So I did a Thanos piece a while ago. Hey, he came through on that. So he's always been, the guy that's wanted to be on my inks, and I'm glad he came on board.
And it's awesome. So like, can you speak on the importance of that is like of finding key team members and how important that is to your book?
Oh yeah. So like for creators that come on and they always ask me like, how do you get this knocked out so quick? How do you get that done so fast? How do you get so much detail? I said, and I tell people, I'm like, it's finding the right people to work with. So like Lawrence and me, we were a group before Zero Gravity came along. Like I was saying back in last line, the character creations, finding him as a writer was great. Me, I was already into doing my own writing, but having him there to be like, maybe we should try this, maybe we should try that. It was great to have that. Like I said, when Mike Babinski came on board, it was me doing like pinup stuff for shows, not even like trying to like do the book yet. It was pinup stuff for shows like you know, Wizard World, New York Comic Con. I
Right, right,
wanted to
right.
do a lot of pinup stuff, and I needed somebody that I could really depend on as an inker. And when Mike, when I used to see his stuff, I would be like, "Hey, we should talk at some point." And then one day he asked me to draw a Boba Fett for him, and he said that he would do the inks. And after we did that Boba, it was over. From that point
It was
on, we
over.
worked together all the time. And then, like Zach with the colors, Zach and me, I kid you not, that was just something recently. He was sitting around and he was like, Charles, he says, I think my style fits your style. And I was like, bro, I said, like, you really want to work on the book? And he was like, yeah. And he was enthused. I was enthused. And dude, like, once I saw his stuff merged with me and Mike's stuff, instantly I was like, no, 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 no. This is it. This is the team right here. There will be no more changes. And I mean, I've had other people try and color the zero gravity stuff, but like here and there, people just, for whatever reason, didn't stay on board. But it is so important to find the right key elements of a team, especially when everybody's got the same goal. You're either trying to get into mainstream or you're trying to get your own independent property out there, and you need to have a body of work. So for an artist to have an inker and then have a colorist, that's three different parts of a body, but at the same time, each of them can show like this was my colors on this property. This was my inks on this property. This was my line work on this property. All of that then is stuff you can show around, no matter where you're trying to get to the next phase of your journey in, the independent world.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where am I at? Let me get this eraser out.
I'm still trying to figure out if Mike gonna let me use Hot Shot in the last issue when it's a giant melee of superheroes. Because the last issue, I just want a bunch of independent characters in that last issue. Just it's a big old melee of everything, and that's one of the things I've been trying to get going for a while. As well, I've been talking with a lot of
Mhm.
independent creators on using different characters and whatnot in different parts of the book because I want to use the book also to introduce characters that ain't really got a lot of shine yet, and people
Mhm.
want to get their characters out there. I want to use the book for that as well. Hey, this person wants to get their character out there and get it seen. I want to be able to get them seen. So, and I want to use zero gravity for something like that. Help out my buddies that want to get their stuff seen before they make the big jump into their Kickstarter or their campaign.
That's what's up, man. That's really cool. That you want to think about the community like that and make it work within your book. So you're speaking on the last issue, which I'm game for that. I know I've done that in issue 7 of Hot Shot. I've got Wildfire and a couple other characters in the background because it was an interdimensional issue or
Yeah,
whatnot. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you say things like that or whatnot. But so does that mean when your book is ending, what the last issue is going to be? You know how many books you're going to do?
zero gravity is only going to be 12 issues. The thing
Okay.
is I'm actually trying to make it smaller than that. I originally wrote Zero Gravity to be an 8-issue book,
Hmm.
and it was going to be something that was immense. It was going to be hard hitting, and then boom, it was gone. And that way I could then go into the stories of the characters that made Zero Gravity. I wanted to have Chaos to have his own standalone book that talks to you about how chaos grew to be chaos. I wanted
Hmm.
to have it where Black, who's one of the superheroes in the book, has a standalone book. I wanted to have where you see where Roxy transitions after Team Zero Gravity. Like, I wanted to create other stories based off of this one book. And I
Okay.
also wanted to have other artistic talents do these books. Like, I'm looking at Zero Gravity to be a building point for Constant Hustle. So, what I want to do is I want to have it where Constant Hustle can rival Image, Marvel, and DC in the end. I want to be able to sit there and it all be independent creators. And I want to be independent and 100% in the sense of independent. I don't want to like hold somebody's property. I don't want to have any percentage of your property. I want people to have their own property, but at the same time, just be a bunch of no names kicking the crap out of major companies, which sounds like I'm going after the major companies, but I want it to be competitive.
Where does that come from with you?
For me,
Where's that drive
okay,
from?
that comes from when I was younger. I remember when Icon, Hardware, all of those characters came out, and I remember when DC came in and bought them out, and then our superheroes faded. I was so mad behind that as a kid. I was so mad. And I remember thinking I was going to create a company that would rival them. And when they came talking, I would laugh. And I mean, I know that sounds bad, but like, that's where like I was like, and for me, I thought that they were going to be a house that could physically rival Marvel and DC because they were at the time. They
Mhm.
were physically taking money out of the pockets of what were considered titans. And for me, that was huge as a kid. And for me, it was also huge because it was representation of Black characters. And Hardware was like my dude. Like it, like that dude. I was that kid that used to sit around, and I have notebooks now to this day of gadgets I would create and how they would work. And I would physically like even as an adult, I have notebooks where I sit around and I create different types of gadgets, and I try and challenge myself to create the actual function of said gadget. Like one is this glove I have that lights up that I'm always playing around with the idea of, and it becomes a normal everyday thing we can use in everyday society. But like I'm always coming up with like these weird like ideas. Like I thought of a taser glove, and then somebody else came with a taser glove, so now I really can't use that idea anymore. But like, dude, I'm a real life nerd in every sense of the word.
All right. Danny the Quick wants to know how many issues are actually done of the book.
Right now, issue one is 100% done. All we got to do now is knock out, well, not 100%. Let me knock that back. It's about 90. Zach just needs to finish up on colors, and then we got to finish up with letters. And boom, it's ready for print. The only reason, like with the rewards packet, why I set it back like I did, was I wanted to make sure I could get all the artwork done that was going to be the hand done sketches. I didn't want to take and create an unrealistic goal and then people go, well, we're still waiting what's going on, and now I'm telling you, well, I'm still working on sketches. So I purposely gave that date so that I could make sure I delivered on all the artwork and I delivered on all my sketches. And then yeah, but other than that, nah, we ready. That's the best part about Constant Hustle. We only push books that are pretty much ready for print, and I love that. It ain't something where we telling you the book is done and we only got those 6 pages you looking at, and then all of a sudden you ain't getting your product. I don't. I mean, we all know of companies that have done that. We don't want to throw those people out there, but that's a bad practice. You can't be doing stuff like that. So over here, what we doing is we creating stuff that's done. And when we tell you you're backing a finished product, you're backing a finished product.
All right, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. We over at the Fuse of Shorts. We do kind of the same thing. We don't want to push a book forward unless it is a vast majority 95, 90,
Yeah.
95
Oh
100%
yeah.
done. That's
Yes.
part of our gig of we always deliver.
Yep, we do team meetings even, and we ask people where their book is as far as
Mhm.
in production, and then everybody submits where their book is in production, and that's what we run with, and everybody gets behind that book, and we run with it. I mean, SF3, that was a bit ahead of my book as far as production. It got done quicker. So, at that point, they're like, Charles, you still want to try and go with the same date? And I was like, no, 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 no. Let him have his date. Let him have his due. Let him get his run. That's my label mate. I'm all about, supporting and promoting his stuff. So let's do it. And like I told everybody, I said, I was okay with whatever date we went with. I love my artwork so much that I tell the guys like, nah, I'm ready. That's and I don't mean to say that to sound cocky because I don't like cocky, but I wanted to make sure everybody got their due. So I was more than okay whenever everybody was ready for my book to come out.
Okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. See, all this stuff sounds really great, man. It's really amazing. Like you guys sound like very well thought out. You sound like very hungry individuals out here trying to get these comics, trying to spread the word and everything. And you seem like you're very team motivated, and I dig that. I'm a big team guy. I love teams.
I agree with that because I mean to have a winning company or winning anything, a team, whatever, it has to be team oriented. Everybody's got to be on board. Everybody's got to be for the greater good of the group and the team. And I mean, I think that's where, as a group, we do well. Is everybody's always okay with helping out everybody. Ain't nobody trying to necessarily be above the next man, which is good. Everybody's humble enough to be like, okay, if this needs more looking at, I'll go look at it some more. This needs more work, I'm gonna go work it some more. And that's the good part about the company in general as a whole. That's the good part about us. You killing that look. I'm liking it.
Huh?
I say you killing his look. I'm liking it.
Thank you, man. I'm like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with him. He's a fun guy to draw, man. That's why I was saying, like, yeah, I'd love to draw him banging out against Justice or Void, just because he's fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So what came first for you? Was it character design work or comic book work?
For me, it was character design work. So like, I've always loved comic books, but I used to take, and you remember back in the day, it wasn't like those Marvel Who's Who of Marvel or the Encyclopedia of Marvel or DC that they make now. A lot of them back in the day used to be like those paper bound books, and it would give you a rundown of superheroes, and it would give you like the power gauging sheets of like how strong they are.
Yeah.
And like me and my buddies, we would use those and we would merge that with D&D because we were huge D&D fans. So we would merge that to create D&D based games that had super powered heroes in them. And so like for me it was always about like concept design, like creating characters. And like that was the thing that really got me. And then looking at different artists and seeing that different artists had different styles, that like drew me in heavily with like the world of comic books in general. So for me, like early on, Art Adams, man, like that dude was like huge for me. Like that was my guy to follow. Later
Thank
came,
thank you,
what's that?
Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. He just made a $50 pledge.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right. Moana sis, what's up?
Hey,
Uh,
hey, what's up? But yeah, man. So those character sheets did me in on the idea of wanting to do concept designs. That's why it's always been big, for me, like the design of a character. And growing up, like I said, I gravitated towards those bigger than life characters, Darth Vader, Thanos, like characters like that just seemed, for a villain, they seem too good, to be a villain, because you're expecting the villain to just be a push around, something you can eventually beat, is what a lot of people create for villains. Me, I wanted villains like Thanos and Darth Vader, guys that you knew were going to keep coming back, and every time they came back, they were going to be worse than they were the time before. So
Hmm.
that was the idea behind like chaos in general. Just create something that would be beyond dangerous, not just a normal
Beyond.
threat.
My man said beyond dangerous.
So here's my question for you. When do we get, and I know this is off subject, when do we get a three-way draw off with me, you, and Ren on here? That hasn't happened in eons.
It has not, and we do need to do it. We need to get set up because Ren is actually moving, so we need to
He's
see if we can.
leaving?
He's moving out of Columbus, moving back to VA.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
we need to see if we can get that to happen before he leaves. Danny J. Quick, what are you talking about? Unique commission prices. And he also brings up that one of the because you were talking about this earlier, one of the Hot Shot books did not have lettering in it. It was all the art. It was issue 0.
Yeah. And I remember when we were street led. Oh, sorry about that. Let me get to Danny real quick. If you want, brother, I can shoot you over all my commission prices. Actually, I could do that, and whenever we're done with this, I'll shoot that over to you, so you got it, brother. But yeah, I remember when you were doing Hot Shot, when we were taking and we were street led,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to remember the character that Ren had with the kilt and the
Rough
mohawk
House.
that was based off of him.
Yeah, it's called Rough House.
Why? I like till this day, I have wanted to see that character as a comic book character. Till this
Oh,
day,
Ren's working on it, getting his Kickstarter done. He's working on getting his set up and done.
I remember the first time I saw the character, I was like, "That's money," and like I never thought of a character in that way in my life. And then when I saw that character, I'm like, "Why does it feel like that's either like a cartoon or like that's?" But the first thing I thought was like, "That's money. People are gonna pay
Yeah.
for that." Like the first time I saw that character, and I was like, "Man," but yeah, dude, like I remember, and that's the other thing that like really got me going on my quality of work. I remember when we were doing the street led stuff, I remember thinking you two were so far beyond me, like eons beyond me. I used to wonder like why you two let me run with you. Like I physically used to
What?
think that, brother. I used to be like, why do these two let me mess around with them? Like their work is way beyond mine. And I'm like, I need to improve. I need to improve. And I remember like every time we come up with a category, the idea for me was always to try and create something that would be strong enough to hold up with you guys. And I remember that pushed me greatly. Like the creativity level, it was up there, dude. Like I'm not kidding you. That was a huge growing moment for me as an artist running around with you guys. Like that was huge for me because you dudes every time y'all drew something and like Ran, it would always be something that was like pencils and colors. Like I felt like he was purposely like just trying to like destroy us every time he did a drawing.
He was, man. That's
Like,
Ren
man,
McKenzie's thing.
yeah. I used to be like, man, is he like trying to like just destroy us when he draws? But like, so for me, that made me feel like I needed to grow and get better faster. Which you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, thank you, dudes, for like even like allowing me to be in that group, being running mates with you guys back then. Like, bro, that was huge. That was huge for my growth as an artist.
Man, I never thought that about you. I thought you were in the same league as us. That's why we rode with you. We having you, me, and Ren drawing together, it pushed us and
Yeah.
made us go harder. I was like, man, oh look what the fuck Charles just did. All right, let's go. Like that was my motivation, man. To push the art and go harder and grow.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, dude, like so like with back then us doing that, I took and I remember I was going to the high school. Like shortly after, my old art teacher would let me come back to the high school and do art classes at the school. And I remember one of the times I'm sitting there and I was like, you know what? I got buddies that are monsters at this. And I remember for my presentation, I brought up all these artists that were inspirations to me. And I remember I had people like you, Ken Lashley, Ren. I had Ed McGuinness. I had Humberto Ramos. Like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
all the people that were like my influencers at the time, like I had them up there. And I remember they were like, and these guys are all comic book artists. I'm like, yeah, these dudes got books. These dudes, they got it going on. And like it was stuff like that. Like it was stuff like that that I used to also help motivate like the next group of artists that would be coming up behind us. Because for me, it's like I want to make sure like those that like are coming up next that they have a chance, to have somebody they can talk to. Because I remember going to shows and I ran into some artists that some did not want to even like talk or share secrets or any of that. And I was like, okay. But then at the same time, I met artists that were like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna show you how to do that this way. And so yeah, I'm kind of rambling on.
It's called Chat and Draw, man. You're fine. All right, we got some more questions.
What you got?
Andrew wants to know what's your biggest inspiration for your book.
Biggest inspiration for my book. Believe it or not, like the thing that pushes me is I just want people to see my artwork. That's it. Like it's always been that. Like my thing has never been I want to make $1 million or anything like that. Like it's always been 100%. I want people to physically see what I am capable of doing with pencil and paper, digital pencil and paper, crayon and cardboard, or you can give me a stick and put me in the sand. So it's always just trying to see how far I can push myself, and that's always been my thing right there, is just getting my stuff out in front of people. That's always been my inspiration. Oh, he's got the energy exploding up off of it. I'm digging that. What else you got for questions, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I just got lost in it. Let's see here. Please excuse my ignorant question, but why does an artist use an inker and colorer and not just do it themselves? That's what Brad wants to know.
All right, so um I could do inks, but here's the thing, it would slow down production for me. So, like right now, I'm halfway through issue 2. If I had to do all the inks and pencils, I'd probably just be finishing issue 1 in inks. So, for me, it's easier to have somebody that's a ridiculously talented inker come on board and ink it for me. So does a penciler need an inker? No, because here's the thing. I could probably color right over my pencils. I do such detailed pencils. You could probably color right over pencils. But the thing is like an inker can bring a more crisp look to your work. And at the same time, it's also important to find an inker that's not going to do so much to your work to where it's no longer your work when they're done. It still has to be your work when they're done, yet they still put their touch on it.
Yeah, there's also the where are we at? Where's my there's also the situation of exhaustion. There are people who I respect and love that can do all aspects of a comic book and they have the energy and endurance to do that type of thing. I
Yes.
am not one of those people. I like I know a lot of people see me come onto the show and like, bang out these drawings, in an hour and a half or whatnot. But yeah, uh that's just a picture. Like comic book panels, I'm doing research, I'm doing reference,
Yes.
perspective.
Yes.
anatomy, storytelling. The layouts take, they can take as long as the dang pencils just trying to get your story right and
Mm-hmm.
flow. So I want to put out the best book I possibly can. And in order to do that, I need to have other people that can help me. Like if I did the pencils and inks, the art would start to deteriorate. Plus, I'm not
Yes.
a specialist in inking. I'm not a specialist in coloring. I'm not a specialist in lettering. I
Yes.
can do post production, but my specialty is drawing. Even at the aspect of writing, I still have editors to help me make sure I'm telling the story that I'm trying to tell. So I'm one of these. I'm one type of person that I want to be with a team because I want to put up the. I know being with a team will help me put out the best possible book. If
Yes.
I,
Exactly.
if I did it all myself, I would not be putting out the best possible book. I'd just be putting out a book.
And that's 100% correct. That's 100% on point. I like all those points you hit on are just right there. That's yeah, perfect, perfect.
So what else we have? Please, Ace Blade needs to make a cameo also. Which program am I using? I'm using Procreate. Danny, sorry. Clap, 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 clap. Andrew says it was gonna be like a mini series to springboard these characters' careers. Then, right? Yes, that's what he was talking about earlier. He made the pledge. Morgan said, "What's up?" Andrew loves D&D. Haha. Yes, she loves a badass villain. Daniel said, "Looks great. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, J Man." Moana says, "Yep, keep production going." And some folks specialize in one thing best. Good points there. Yo,
Yeah,
Moana be out here, man. And be
yeah.
ready because Moana's going to be on my show Sunday with the ladies of comics. We'll be talking about all that stuff.
Moana is also big in helping to promote and back projects. So big shout out. Like she is quick to be like, great product. She's always quick to back products and different projects that are going on. So I always love. I'm gonna be honest. I love people that do stuff like that. It helps. It helps the independent community grow.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like yeah, I'll actually be going through a whole list of Kickstarters that we need to that I want to give some attention to, give some love to or whatnot. But I got to get your guy done here first. I'm doing a little bit of experimenting myself here.
Nah, it looks good, brother.
Thank you, man. Like I said, definitely a fun one here. A fun one to manipulate and play with. I really like this headgear on him, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it with just a little bit of lighting and a little bit of color play.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Your character could work as a Green Lantern villain. He's asking.
You know what? I could see that. I could see that. A bigger than one of those menacing world killers. I could see that. Get the Green Lantern corpse after him.
Mm.
Although, oh no, when people start seeing those Sons of Chaos, they probably feel a little bit different. His children ain't to be played with nor trifled with. He's got some dangerous children running around.
Now, I think I want to hide that under the bricks. Yeah,
I took and got Procreate a month ago, and I
uh-huh.
have yet to use it, brother. I'm still running around on Sketchbook and on every other app. And I so badly want to jump into Sketchbook, but I still haven't jumped into it just yet.
Yeah, my dude. Yeah, you need to jump into this Procreate. It's not a game.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking it looks very, very fun. You
Oh,
got me ready to go jumping into the app, upload a bunch of stuff into it.
dude, that's all you got to do is just start jumping into it. This Procreate app is ridiculous. I love it. I
Another
love it.
artist I know, Booker Washington, like, dude, he swears by it. And he's a monster on it. The kid is a monster on it. So I'm definitely gonna have to take and really jump into that app and try and dive into it and flesh it out.
I think this is it. All right, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out how I was going to do this to showcase this power, but still get the rocks. But I wanted his beams to outcast them. This one's been pretty fun and challenging, but that's kind of like the fun thing about artists solving these things. Could one of his children turn against him in the near future? Could that be a spoiler?
I don't want to give away a lot, but there is a possibility that one of his children choose to do things a little bit different, either wanting to start his own following or faction, or just chooses to be a good guy. That could possibly be a thing. I'm
That
not going to say yes or no.
could possibly be a thing. He says. Hey, have you ever drawn stuff and started making sound effects as you draw it? That's when you know you really into it.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh my God. That yes. Or when you start, like, it can be anything. You start creating music because you got like this theme going with the drawing, and you start
Hmm.
creating a little rhythm in your head, and you look over and your whole family looking at you like, "What are you doing?" Nothing. Just drawing. Or are you humming to your drawing? Because that's the theme to this drawing that I'm doing right now. I've even had it go as far as my brother go, why does it sound like you're humming something from Mad Max? Because right now I'm thinking of something that's very like, I don't know, world ending. So I need something that sounds like that.
You need something that sounds like that.
I mean, sometimes you got to play the right music when you're in the middle of drawing. Get the right vibe going.
All right. Well, I think we are at that point for the infamous playback. See how it's all developed, man. We're gonna put that Kickstarter in here again for everybody. Please check out this Kickstarter. If you can't donate to the Kickstarter, that's fine. That's good. But could you give it a share? Can you advocate to let your audiences know that they should check this out, see if it's something that they like?
Most
Um,
definitely.
J Man wants to know what famous actor would you cast as the voice of him?
As the voice of chaos. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about this so many times, so many times. But I actually wanted to have like, okay, years ago I wanted Samuel L. Jackson, but Samuel L. Jackson ain't the voice of chaos. He is not. And then there was James Earl Jones, and it was like, well, can't have him as the voice of chaos. So like lately I'm just sitting around and I'm like just shooting around names, but like I haven't like really came up with anyone that I think is like for sure the voice of chaos. I just haven't come up with anyone. I've had people that I wanted to be his voice or wanted to play him as a villain, but it's like, nah, that's not the one. No, that's not the one. That could be the one. But no, I haven't settled on anybody yet.
Not
Other
yet.
characters that I have, I have their role figured out. Now you're gonna have me go do some more homework. Go, who could really nowadays play the voice of chaos?
Well, I hope you enjoy this piece, man. This is chaos done by me, man. I'm gonna say that's a
I'm
wrap
loving it,
there.
brother. I'm
That
loving it.
was that was supremely fun. I'm gonna take that off screen right now, and then I'm gonna share this screen. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the Kickstarter. It looks like since we've got you on here, man, we got you 7 pledges.
Holy
No,
cow.
five,
Wow.
five,
Wow.
five.
You know what? I'm grateful and thankful for every last one of you. Like, no joke. I'm glad that people are backing and jumping on board with this. I promise not to let any of you down with this book. I promise you. This book
That's
is
what's
going to
up.
be something that keeps you interested and entertained from page to page.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It is you're at $3,591, 106 pledges. To those of you who have pledged while we were on the show today, thank you very much. It's very much so
Yes, yes,
appreciate it. If I can actually do one more thing, if you pledged, go ahead and give it a share. If you have not pledged, give it a share. If you can part your ways with $1, put that dollar on it, man, just to help. Every little bit helps. The more people that are backed on this, that means the audience increases, his reach increases, and more people get to see it. You'll
yes.
have Brad said he'll be pledging after the show today. Thank you very much, Brad. Brad is a very Brad. I think Brad and Haley would compete head to head in buying comic books. I mean, they
Oh
love
wow.
indie comic books. They're all about it, man. That's why Haley's always cussing me out when she comes onto the show because I'm introducing her to a new book.
Uh, you know what though? But that's what I love about independent comics is that you get a chance to see something you have never seen, and it's not what we've seen over and over again. Which I mean, we love comics, but to see something new, it just increases that love and that want for something that's just a little bit different than what you've been reading or have had.
All right, all right. So now it is time for the infamous Wheel of Names. Now, first off, I got to say I'm very happy for. We're going to do this. I'm very happy for the Patreon members that I have on my Patreon group. I kind of ignored my Patreon page because it started off slow. I didn't really have anything popping on there, and then one day I looked on there. I was up to 5 freaking members, and
Oh wow.
they had some nice tiers of stuff that they were doing. So I've been playing catch up. So this is our first promotional pinup, Patreon exclusive. I did Ahsoka Tano for the first one, so this is actually going to be our second one here, and we're spinning our wheel. And we got Vegeta, Vigilance, Supergirl, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Which one is it going to be? Who knows? It's spinning right now. Who do we
Supergirl
got?
CW.
All right, so that first one is Claire Redfield. Claire Redfield would be the first one. That is our winner. All right, and then we are spinning the second time. It is Hotshot, Firestorm, Goku, Katara, Quake, or Ellen Ripley. And we're spinning. And we're spinning. Who is it? Who is it? Katara. I did want to draw from Avatar. All right, so we got Katara. Awesome. That makes me happy. All right, so those are the next two that I'll be doing, and I will probably do late night editions of Chat and Draw on Twitch exclusively, just to draw those up. It'll probably be on my Facebook page too. What am I kidding? But those will be your next digital downloads or digital prints or physical prints, whichever one it is. That's what it's going to be. And if you're interested on my Patreon page, I have the offer of once you've been a Patreon member for 3 months, you get to pick the character that I draw as a fan and get to come onto the show and get that digital image as part of that tier. I have a couple other cool things on there. I'm giving out plenty of digital downloads for artwork, given the option to throw in the lottery. There's even a tier where you can definitely pick what I draw without having to go through the lottery or whatnot. Damn, I missed this Chat and Draw. Oh, it's all right, man. It'll be up on the replay. It'll be up on the page, and it'll be up on YouTube later on today. But you just warmed my heart right now by saying, "Damn, I missed this Chat and Draw." That's always what's up. It's always appreciated when people want to tune in and watch it. So we're going to close that. We're going to stop sharing that screen. I want to thank Charles for being on the show. I want to give you the last few minutes to advocate to everybody about your Kickstarter, about your book, where they can find you and all that stuff. And the floor is.
All right. So first off, I want to thank you for having me on the show, brother. But Zero Gravity, you can find on Facebook or on my Kickstarter for Zero Gravity. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are my places of running around. But yeah, other than that, that's how you can catch me wherever you want to catch me.
Awesome, man. No problem at all. Thank you for bringing your talent and your book onto the show. Thank you to Mr. Lawrence King for letting Constant Hustle be up here on the show. I'm uploading this piece up to Google Drive, and once it's uploaded, I will send you the link, and then you can do whatever you want with it. I'm sending you the JPEG, but seeing how I did layers on here, if you want the PSD file so you can color it up or have somebody else color it up, however you want to do it, I can send you that too.
Oh, so you can send me those inks, huh?
Yeah, I can send you the inks. That is no problem. As our normal thing with the show is, whatever I draw for you on the show, that is yours to promote and push any way that you want. That, I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. That might be a variant cover for
I
number
was
one
just
issue.
gonna
I don't
say,
know.
bruh. I was just thinking that, like, is that a variant cover?
You know,
Is that? Hey, I'm already
hey,
thinking of tears.
but potential stretch goal.
Yes, yes, yes.
But cool beans, man. So everybody, because I have to do the shameless plugging, because what else are we here for? Be sure to go to shortfusemediagroup.com, where we have tons of awesome comic books for you to choose from. If you buy the physical copies of the books, not only will they be physical, but they will be delivered, because we always deliver, and you get the digital copies of those books for free. Check those out when that's happening. My social media actually has changed on Instagram and Twitter. It is Most Epic Art. I'm trying to get that branding. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to get that branding all the same. So if you want to look for me on Twitter and Instagram, it is Most Epic Art. And then you can follow me as Most Epic Art on Patreon and TikTok and Twitch. Yes. So I'm trying to get all that the same. I apologize for the changeover, but I realized what my name was going to be a little late in my age, and I had some people help me figure that out. So in case you're wondering, it's my tagline. Did I say at the beginning? Most enthusiastic person in comics. Most epic art. So I got to rock with that. Be sure to check out any of these. Here it goes. Hotshot. He's available on the short fuse page for you and all that goodness. And I think, no. I'm sorry. I lied. One more thing. We got other Kickstarters to shout out today. Bam. So obviously, check out Zero Gravity. The cool thing about Zero Gravity being funded, that means you're going to get your stuff. That means it's
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
The more, and you heard him saying he's adding more tiers to this. So let's quit playing, people. Let's make it happen. But I'm not saying you got to pledge to all these, but I will ask that you share all these onto your social media, and not a blind share, man. Advocate for these people. Introduce your audience to us. Say, hey, saw this cool thing on Mike's show, Chat and Draw. I think you guys should check it out if you like it. Next up, in-house favorite, American Dreams. American Dreams, number 1, 2, 3. Daniel Calvin's actually $70 away from unlocking his next stretch goal, which is me. So unlock me, because I'm chained up. Unlock me, and you will get the digital print if you get to 4,100. We're at 161 backers, 6 days to go. Get me out the cage. I drew a pretty awesome picture of Liberty here, man, and I think you want it. Think you might want it a little bit. But go over here, check this out. This is a great book. It's a title from Short Fuse Media Group. And as soon as the Kickstarter funds, the very next day, the books are being shipped. We ain't playing. It's not a game. You're getting your stuff the next day. All right. Oh, and this one, close personal friend of mine. She is the best colorist in the business, Veronica Smith. She's got a teddy bear tail, Awakening. They just hit their goal, 67 backers. So another one that you're going to get your stuff. Pledge to it, share it, check it out. I hit up the first Kickstarter for this. It's a great book for kids to check out and take them on a little adventure for the monsters underneath the bed. This is chapter 5 that they're on right now. So check it out. Awesome stuff. Veronica's a great person as well. And you know what? All these people are great. Let's just keep it right there. All right. But Veronica's my favorite. Team FSK. Play it close to the chest. All right. We got Entity, 100-page sci-fi graphic novel. I had this guy on my show the other day. We were on Dear Creative, and Tyler Carpenter is out here making comics. 100-page graphic novel, ready to go, and they are at goal as well. So you notice I'm showing you Kickstarters that are doing the damn thing. I just want to let you know that people want these. You should want them too. Next up, another fave of mine, The Surgeon. This book is good. This book is crazy, crazy good. This is the 3rd issue. This is Unlikely Hero Studios, who is also a Patreon member of mine. Thank you very much. Check this book out. Oh, whoa. They hit go. They have hit go. I didn't even know that. 6 on the nose too, right? Their goal 6,500. They have hit the goal. That means they are coming on Chat and Draw. What is it? Today's Thursday. They're coming on Chat and Draw on Monday, and the writer of this book is going to I don't know, Shawshank Redemption sword slash a wine bottle open live on Chat and Draw while I'm drawing this character. Congratulations to Unlikely Hero Studios. Hey, get over here, pledge, share. They got a lot of cool bonus stuff. My girl Lori is out here. She got socks. She got Unlikely Hero socks, all right? They trying to give away the goodies, man. Go check them out. And finally, we got Foot Fist Frankenstein.
Yes.
Something that I think is pretty dang original, man. Like I've never seen this combination of Frankenstein before. They ever hit their goal. They're $5,796 with 129 backers. Again, I've just shown you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Kickstarters that have hit. So when you pledge these Kickstarters, you're getting your rewards. It's a done deal. They're happening. People want to be a part of this. I think you should be a part of these as well. If you've donated $10 to this Kickstarter and $10 to this Kickstarter, you get a digital print that I drew of Foot Fist Frankenstein fighting Liberty in full combat. I'm actually in the process of coloring that up right now. So tons of perks. Let's check out these Kickstarters. Go support these people. And if you don't have the money to donate to them, man, that's fine. Can I get you to share them?
Yes.
Can I get you to advocate for them? Just let us borrow your audience so other people can see it. Because you might have a friend, a family member, or somebody that's really into comic books and they are looking for something new to dive into. And that's what we're here for, man. We're trying to get those new heads. Look at this. Congrats. Kyron says, congrats. Great Kickstarter, Mr. Simpson. Moana says, yeah, stretch it out. James says, Houdini is standing by with the key for that reward to unlock the American dreams. I hear you, man. I said unlock me. Let me go. The stretch goal after the American Dreams variant is after that stretch goal, we are doing for I think it's 4,800. If American Dreams is 4,800, we are doing a Chat and Draw sketchbook original cover for Liberty. I'll be doing that live on the show, and so all the first season artwork from Chat and Draw will be collected into an art book, and I'll be doing a new cover for that live on the show. So that is at 4,800. Surgeon did hit their goal. They did. That's Laurie Forster. Yo, I need that FFF. Hey, I'm trying to get it. He was fun as hell to draw as well. Ken says I'll share it. Mr. Ken Lashley, Lead Killer Boom in the house. All right, man. All right, so I'm not going to keep everybody. I've got some more work that I need to get back to, and I need to go stretch for a little bit. Charles, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Congrats on hitting your Kickstarter. I hope you get more.
Thank you. It's been a blast being on, brother. It's been a while, but hey, I loved it.
Yeah. Yes, I think I'm also going to talk to you about being on our show Friday, so we can do that whole order discussion.
Oh yes. Oh
yeah, I got feelings about it, man. Dang it. There's so much stuff. All right, so Friday, tomorrow, if you're here with us, 7:30, me and my sidekick, my partner, the other half of the Good, Bad, and Nerdy, we're going to be doing our Good, Bad, Nerdy episode, and we're talking about the order. We're talking about all the new trailers that have been posted. Saturday at 1 o'clock, if you are in the Slobber Knockers, I got Sean Mack versus Danny J. Quick on what is the greatest movie of all time. What, Moana, have you seen The Order? Season 1 and Season 2? Tell me you've seen it so I can get you on this show too. You know I love talking to you. All right, so Sean Mack and Danny J. Quick have been scribble warring. They've been talking junk, talking crap. Sean Mack got artwork commissioned for the freaking show, for the episode. So our promo art is Show Nuff versus Johnny from Karate Kid. And I was like, okay, I'll post that. That's what's up. I believe Dan Jackson did that. So that will be Saturday at 1. And then Sunday, I have the Ladies of Comics on my show of Dear Creative. We're talking Catherine Calamia. We're talking Moana McAdams. We're talking about Stephanie Menard. We're talking about Jerry Faye Menard. We're talking about Lisa Sanchez. We're talking about LaShawn Colvin. and we're going to deep dive on that. That's going to be a great show. Monday, I'll have Lori Foster and the creative team of The Surgeon on my show. And then I am going to have Kara, the cosplayer, earlier on Chat and Draw on Monday. So lots of stuff happening, lots of good episodes. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of this, subscribe to it, because that's where it all happens. Twitch, YouTube, we got it all. All right, I'm officially, Saturday will be epic. I'm officially done plugging. Charles, I'll get that link for you, man. And everybody else, have a good day.
Peace, brother.